Hello, my name is Talan Godfrey and I'm a real gang stalking victim. I'm a real targeted individual. Hopefully you can see this. It's kind of bright outside. I'm wearing the gang stalking t-shirt. I'm going to be doing another one real soon because the ink is starting to fade away. So before we get into it, I just want to say hello to you, Andre. I'm your mom and I love you and I miss you. Hopefully I get time so you can see what time it is. I just want to say, Andre, that I love you and I miss you. And I hope to see you at the Santa Monica Pier soon. This weekend is the 24th and the 25th of August, 2024. So anyway, I just want to say hi. I just want to say hi to you, Andre. I'm your mom and I miss you. And everything is going okay with me, relatively speaking, Andre. What happened at the Santa Monica Library, claimed that I didn't turn in a computer that I checked out. Then once they realized the computer that I checked out was returned to them yesterday on time, then they went, oh, but you didn't turn your computer in to the you didn't turn your computer in on time. First it was you didn't turn the computer in at all, then you didn't turn the computer in at the right time, and now it's like, oh, well, you turned the computer in at the right time and everything is cool, okay, goodbye bye. I'm like, oh, okay. Now when I had this computer, I left the the study room, and this was way before 8 o'clock because they close at 8. So this was like 7:30 something. The computer that I checked out from Santa Monica Library still didn't shut itself down. I could still log into it. That's when I left the room because the dude was like, you need to leave the room, the study rooms are now closed, you need to leave the room, the second story is closed. I'm like, okay. So I left. I then went to the computer kiosk and returned the computer back in. So this was well before like 7:45, okay? So I have no idea what happened in their system. I don't know how they can say that I didn't return a computer. Then it's, oh, you didn't return the computer in on time, until, oh, everything is A-okay. Oh, everything is A-okay. You can check out a study room. See, some weird shit has been going on. Same stuff with the Santa Monica College situation. Santa Monica College, this one college was like, I need to see your official college transcript. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll just go back to Santa Monica College because my suspension from Santa Monica College was for 2 years, from 2020 to 2022. 2 years. So it's 2024. And I went to Santa Monica College for this transcript Monday. I showed up Monday, okay? And the dude who is in the head office, he's the head dude in charge in one of these departments at Santa Monica College, told me that I needed to leave because I got expelled. And I can't be on Santa Monica College property. And I'm like, no. I was thinking, oh, no. I never got expelled. Because if I got expelled, paperwork needs to be filed. If I got expelled, then everything needs to be filed correctly. Santa Monica Police and Santa Monica College Police all need to get together. We all need to fill out this paperwork and make it official. See, this is what I hate about leftists. And this usually happens to me, and it's usually leftists, the ones that do it to me, is like, because this happened at Walmart in Burbank. Oh, you can't come into the building because you've been kicked out because I say you got kicked out. There was like this one manager at Walmart in Burbank. He's told me to leave the Walmart property and never come back. Well, that's essentially a ban. And I went straight up to, I called straight up to Walmart corporate, and I called Walmart corporate. I'm like, one of your employees at this Walmart in Burbank told me that I have been banned from Walmart, but no paperwork was filed. Not one single paperwork was filed, and not even Burbank police was notified. So did I technically got banned from this Walmart? I came back into that Walmart in Burbank the next day. and I told their store manager what happened. And I got in contact with Walmart corporate again. Walmart corporate and Walmart Burbank manager said everything was everything. And I came right back in that store and started shopping. You see, that's what they usually do around here. So if I got banned, it needs to be like official paperwork that needs to be filed. The same thing with other stuff that happens to me. If you're a real gang stalking victim, if you're a real targeted individual, you're going to realize some of these people are just stacking felonies on top of felonies on top of felonies on top of felonies to get you in jail, to get you in prison, to try to get your kids taken away from you, to try to get you fired from your job, to try to get you kicked out of your apartment or your condo, trying to get you homeless. These little gang stalkers are going to ruin your name and your reputation. They're going to ruin, depending on who gang stalking you, they're going to come into your apartment or into some type of housing that you have, and it's going to be at night. That's why I say every time in my protest at the Santa Monica Pier that you need to buy a master lock door security guard. You need to have some type of lock that they can't unlock from the inside of your apartment. Master lock door security bar, it's pretty good. You need to, these little gang stalkers are stacking up felonies against you, and like a lot of the older gang stalking victims, especially the female variety, have been raped. I'm telling you, they've been raped. Let me see if I can find the clip real quick. I'm stopping. You see, here's the time and date right here. This is called Stalked in San Antonio, Texas. Hopefully you can hear me. Stalked in San Antonio, Texas. So this is from Ken's 5 News. But according to certain people, you talking about gang stalking through a legal and scientific lens, you have a mental illness. Okay. All right. Even though you got all these news reports from back in the day. Okay, so before I start the video, here's time and date, here's time and date. I got... Okay, I'm trying to start it. Oh, my internet is so slow.
Rep says all these happenings culminated in an assault. The 39-year-old believes someone drugged the food in her home and returned later to rape her.
I know something happened to me because
she ain't the only one.
A woman knows.
She filed a report and was briefly hospitalized with signs of sexual assault. Dr. Hall says what Verbeff describes is known as gang stalking. Indeed, he writes about it in his book, A New Breed, Satellite Terrorism in America. Verbeff is not alone. Others in San Antonio have contacted the I-Team and described similar types of occurrences.
The urine arsenic is above normal. We shouldn't have arsenic.
Linda Johnson says someone poisoned her water supply with heavy metals in northwest San Antonio. Then there's her story about the bracelet that went missing, then reappeared. Police, she says, have stopped listening to her. And like Verbeff, she too believes she's been sexually assaulted, although she never filed a police report.
I've gone to doctors many times, and I've been to the Rape Crisis Center for counseling, yes.
Many of these so-called victims of what Hall describes as gang stalking meet up on the internet, finding comfort and information from others who say they too suffer from electronic stalking, mind control, and even rape. Loosely defined, gang stalking is where organized groups target and harass unwilling victims to the point of paranoia, leaving the victims to deal with skeptical family members and skeptical law enforcement.
This isn't...
Okay, so if you are a real gang stalking victim, you already seen that. If you're a real gang stalking victim, you already know who Dr. John Hall is. So hopefully you can see me, because there's a lot of glare. Yeah, I can barely see the mouse. So I can barely see the mouse. Okay, that can see me. Okay, so if you're a real gang stalking victim, you already know. You already know what this is. You already know that who these people are. These are not good people. A lot of this gang stalking involves felonies. Like I said, gang stalking is a RICO violating act. Racketeering and organized crime. Gang stalking violates U.S. Code 18, sedition, treason, and terrorism. Gang stalking violates your civil rights. Gang stalking violates your constitutional rights. Gang stalking violates your human rights. Because some of these gang stalkers, just like what happened in that video that you searched. They try to poison her. A lot of people who were gang stalking victims back in the past said that they were unfortunately used as guinea pigs in some type of scientific or medical experiment against their will. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So let's see if I can stop the camera. But before I stop the camera, I'm gonna go to psycho electronic weapons effects. Remember, if you're gonna look up psycho electronic weapons effects, you gotta add Popular Mechanics magazine, because Google is fudging their what do you call it? Their algorithm. It's trying. Okay, so here is Popular Mechanics magazine. Okay, psycho electronic weapons effects, the old mind control program that proved that gang stalking is real. Popular Mechanics magazine. Like I said before, Google is messing with their algorithm. This is a big name article. This is Popular Mechanics magazine, so this article should be on the first page of Google. It's not anymore. What you're going to realize, if you trying to talk about gang stalking through a legal and scientific lens, the system, the algorithm will fight against you. That's what I realized yesterday when YouTube shadow banned my video. Now, if you go upload a video on YouTube, the time is ending in 0 or either in 0 or 5, 0 or 5, 0 or 5. Okay. But when I uploaded my video, YouTube automatically said my video will be, premiered on a number that ending in an 8. There is no numbers that ending in 8 when you publish your videos on YouTube. Just try to publish a video on YouTube one time, and you can see that there is no number at ending in 8. But YouTube did that to me anyway. I'll see if I can try to find it and put this in this video. But that's what YouTube is doing. Like I said before, if you try to talk about gang stalking through a legal and scientific lens, the system, I'll see if I can move somewhere else. The system will try to fuck you over. Let's just say that. I'm going to stop the camera. I'm going to stop the camera right now. I'm being hit with a direct energy weapon. Okay, so here it is. This is Alex Jones right here. This is a harassment campaign. One of many, unfortunately.
Being proven right about everything I said. But we have lived under relative freedom for so long that we are just accustomed to it, and people can't believe it's that bad. The weaponization of big tech hearings last year, they had like 4 of them, was just over the top horrible, and it wasn't 10% of what we know is going on. They didn't just have the CIA and the Justice Department teamed up with big tech and think tanks and the ADL and Southern Poverty Law Center and Microsoft, spying and harassing and suppressing and debanking and deplatforming. I mean, when you get banned off the internet, this happens to millions of people. They go and kick you out of your damn bank. They make phone calls. You don't know why you got fired from your job. This is the social credit score. This is the horrible totalitarianism being visited upon us. It's all over the top, super illegal, ultra illegal, and it's pointed at you. They're coming after all the children. They're coming after all the farm.
Keep listening.
He was the guy running many of those missions, so he was senior law. Fair and square, we're just not going to allow it. So they think they own you, they think they're invincible, and they're going to take everything you got, and they're going to slowly kill your ass. I don't care if you're a cop, I don't by 10%. Here's bumping. Roger, bumping means from literally bumping somebody with your shoulder to killing somebody, but the term is used in law enforcement when mafia basically starts intimidating or harassing people up to the point of killing them. It means terrorizing people. Here it is.
Okay, so you want the rest, you can find it. Okay. Okay, so here it is.
Hi there again. I was a very strong critic of U.S. federal law enforcement for a case here in Portland, a very high-profile case called the Portland Christmas tree bomber case. And because of that, I ended up in the program, in the TI program, sort of a modern COINTELPRO. I think it might be called Disrupt and Discredit, or Disrupt and Destroy, D&D for short. The idea is very much like the old Stasi program, to basically decompose the person's life, ruin their relationships, get them fired from their job, and they're out of money, and then they're homeless, and they get sick, and then they die. And then do that to their whole family if you really don't like them.
No, but what I'm experiencing is schizophrenia, and I have a mental illness. But journalist George Webb.
So that is a real deal. That is a real program that's happening, and I think what has to happen is we need a kind of a church committee. It was a committee in 1976 to look at, the oversight of our federal law enforcement, because the 1980 we blew past 1984, well on our way to 2084 with our law enforcement just having no oversight whatsoever and doing these extrajudicial killings. So I'm making this to first of all say, no, I'm not crazy. Two, it's as real as toothpaste, and we need to stop it, and we need to have.
Exactly. All right, but according to certain people, you talk about these harassment campaigns, especially gang stalking, then you are schizophrenic, you suffering from a mental illness, and blah 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 blah. All right, so let's keep going. Okay, let's go to Cheryl Welch, lawyer. I'm gonna stop the camera. Okay, this is Cheryl Welch from William Shatner's show, Weird or What, Season 3, Episode 10.
Things in my environment. Somebody tried to drive me off the road. I mean, I've never had a ticket. I've never taken drugs. People in my environment were acting out of character. I was acting my normal self, and people were acting weird. People turned against me. People would stare at you. Students would swear and spit on me.
Weirder still, random strangers on the street seem to know exactly what she's thinking.
I felt like I was surveilled. I thought somebody could read my thoughts.
Cheryl's personal life falls apart as friends and family drift away. Then, she's fired from her job.
It was like shock and awe. For 3 years, it was like that. And I realized, this wasn't going to go away, despite my best efforts. That was a really depressing, blackest moment of my life. I just cried and cried and cried. I thought, why not just end it?
Fearing for her sanity, Cheryl seeks help.
So I went to my advisor, and I was having trouble academically, and he helped me get through this, and he was the only one that believed me.
Her advisor comes to a quick conclusion. Cheryl is the victim of deliberate and organized campaign of harassment. But who is behind it?
First we checked out. We thought, maybe there's a psychology experiment. They're trying to stress you out. There was...
It's some type of an experiment. The illegal kind. All right. I showed Cheryl Welch's video over and over again, just for, to make it clear this gang stalking shit is nothing supernatural or paranormal or religious about it. You people are doing this to you. Okay. Oh, her website is mindjustice.com.
How to open your car door while submerged underwater. A fatal construction flaw in all recent automobiles.
Have you ever listened listen to that little voice in your head. Most people consider that their conscience, maybe their intuition. But in tonight's special assignment, Ross Blackstone explains that voice may not be yours at all. Some say it could be the government controlling your mind.
Cheryl Welsh lives in Davis and studies law at Lincoln. She says she's also a victim of street theater, an experiment in which the government controls the minds of everyone around her.
Wherever I go about in my day, people will spit, swear, blow smoke in my face, basically 100 insults a day.
The purpose, Cheryl says, is to observe how she reacts so the government can study her mind and eventually use this.
Okay, Psychoelectronic Weapons Effects Popular Mechanics Magazine. That's Cheryl Welch. Okay. So let's go to Monarch New Phoenix Program, Part 2. Okay. Just hang on for a second. Okay, Part 2. Just hang on for a second.
Monarch signal would peak. When Jesus would work on his case or talk to people on the phone, the reprehensible manner,
hopefully I'll be facing,
against his eyes and other parts, reprehensible manner, and rather than be a passive victim, he filed a discrimination lawsuit. Almost immediately he began to experience microwave attacks in his home against himself, his wife, and his 2 children. The nature of the attacks was very vicious, particularly against his eyes and other parts of his anatomy. He documented the attacks with a Gauss meter, a signal strength meter, and other electronic equipment. The children were also viciously attacked in the same manner, crying in their beds when the signal would peak.
Okay, so like remote neural monitoring, remote neural manipulation, EEG cloning, EEG heterodyning, these freaking signals, I don't think you can pick those type of signals up with that type of electronics anymore. Like I said before, I think this is when it comes to EEG cloning, EEG heterodyning, remote neural monitoring, remote neural manipulation. I think you need some type of a spectrum analyzer, and I don't have the spectrum analyzer nor the know-how to even operate it. But I don't think that stuff can be picked up with any type of stuff that you can buy at Home Depot. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Jesus would work on his case or talk to people on the phone. The microwave attacks on his children and himself would commence in earnest in an effort to thwart his activities of fighting back against the firm. His wife...
Yep.
I've been targeted with electromagnetic energy on at least 2 occasions where it could be
from being tortured
from the neighbors. First,
burnt mark, you can just put it in.
Okay. This is the end of monitoring.
Protect themselves from some unusual hate crimes. As News 10's George Warren shows us, that's put them at odds with their neighbors and city building inspectors.
Basically, we've tracked since 9/11 hate crimes of and overt nature.
The covert crimes, the family says, include intense microwave radiation aimed at the house. That explains the metal panels.
I would say that since we've noticed the temperature difference in our house go down. We've noticed our health improve.
Okay, I don't know why the
D'Souza family includes 2 college-educated young women who say scientific instruments prove they are under attack.
The trajectories we've tracked, it's been coming from the neighbors. First, you're skeptical, but we've tracked our health, the temperature in the home. We've had blank that are supposed to reflect microwave and radar. They're radar reflective material, and they've burned.
Okay.
As a shield to protect. You can protect against radiation because microwave radiation is reflected off of aluminum, so it's a protective measure.
Today, the D'Souza family tried to explain to us why they did it with binders of data and electronic measuring devices which they prove their neighbors are bombarding them with microwaves and other kinds of radiation.
If people can imagine one night that they couldn't sleep well and they woke up totally just exhausted. That's what we were experiencing every day.
The father says since 9/11, his family...
Okay, you see that? Okay, it's doing the muting thing. I don't know why it does that.
Case study number 24 is a family of 4 living in Sacramento, California. Terry is 45, married with 2 daughters in their 20s, since they are aware of a collective torment. Many would come and go at the same time with those factors, and the overt targeting of an entire family was outside the norm. I visited the family and observed them for several days. They are loyal Americans who prize education and freedom above all things, yet they were in obvious distress. Terry has owned his home for 28 years. The neighbors were newcomers who ran the gamut from strange to menacing. I identified about 8 different neighbors who I considered to be behaving in the standard manner of perpetrators. Many would come and go at the same time as Terry's family members, as if they did not.
That's an old Stasi tactic from the East German Stasi. The same entering and exiting as you are entering and exiting a building, your apartment, your condo, your house, your job. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. And as soon as you come in or you leave, you're going to see these same sorry ass people. And they're going to be in your the entrance of a building. You leaving the entrance of a building, they're going to be like around the corner and be right there. If I had spy cameras, I'd record everything, because you're going to see it. I should not be seeing the same group of people, even at this library, the same sorry ass people over and over again. As soon as I leave or enter a building, they are leaving and entering a building. Like somebody told them to be at the Santa Monica Library and stand at this door entrance. That's how weird it is. I'm not doing it. They are. And if I had spy glasses, I'll record everything. You can see it.
Not have regular working hours. This shadowing activity is common among TIs and is designed to let the target know that they are being observed and their comings and goings are known. According to Terry, some of the neighbors' houses where they live were not the neighbors' only homes and may not have been their primary residence. Several neighbors would stand outside their yards and glower at us as we sat on the porch. This in and of itself was not terribly unusual,
Those evil looks
but he
that
was
they do.
right. Something was in the air. The family reported microwave attacks that featured shocks, stains,
Okay, so here it is.
burns, and the wasting effect of generalized fatigue and emotional distress of standard non-lethal microwave attacks. The entire family was experiencing fatigue and moderate to serious health effects due to frequencies that interrupt sleep, induce fatigue, and cause a general physical wasting. Like most TIs, they sought relief from their torture with shielding, which often included everything from thermal blankets to
Okay, so that's like, okay, so let's go back to the internet. Okay, let's go back to the internet. Okay, psycho. Okay, let's go there now. Oh, come on, what's going on? There it is, psycho-electronic weapons effects. Popular Mechanics Magazine. See, it's all right there. But according to some people, you're schizophrenic and you have a mental illness and blah, 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 blah. You need to be on your medicine. Okay. See, right there. Shock, zaps, stings, zings, okay? Ain't no mosquito biting you. You being hit with some type of direct energy weapon. But now, EEG cloning, EEG heterodyning, remote neural monitoring, remote neural manipulation said, the people said they don't have to hit you with a direct energy weapon. They can hit you with a brain frequency, and your brain will naturally adopt these frequencies as its own. So the pain you feel is from a frequency and not some truly a direct energy weapon burning your skin. Okay, that's what they say. That's what Dr. Robert Duncan in that last video was saying. Okay, so let's go back to okay, my channel. I'm gonna stop the camera.
He tried to launch his own production company in Canada, called Lionsgate. His endeavor was sabotaged. To this day, he does not profess to know the who or why behind it.
I had my own bad experience where I was starting a production company and it was stolen from me. My children were threatened and kidnapped. I ended up basically losing everything, including a nice house under the Hollywood sign, a farm up here in Canada. And I was on the run, being tracked and followed, and I was pretty undone by the whole experience. Well, I went in a bar in Beverly Hills one night, and I ran into Gary DeVore, and Gary was friendly as usual. Hey, Steve, how you doing? You know, and I was like, oh, Gary, you wouldn't believe this. And I gave him like the mini version of what I'd gone through. And what was kind of great is that Gary didn't look at me like I was nuts. He didn't discount what I was saying. He just basically agreed with me and said, yeah, well, they can do that if they want. He also told me about a project he was working.
Yes, they can do that if they want.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, so this is going to talk about the public.
For 8 years under Barack
school
Obama,
debates.
the Department of Justice was politicized and weaponized.
Okay. So there, back in the day, there was a whole bunch of people went to their public school meetings to protest DEI and CRT. Okay. And then those people got basically harassed by the Justice Department, harassed, basically stalked. I don't think any of them were hit with direct energy weapons and mind control technology.
When you came before this committee in your confirmation hearing, you promised things would be different. I asked you specifically, quote, will you commit to this committee that under your leadership, the Department of Justice will not target the political opponents of this administration? Here was your answer, quote, absolutely. It's totally inappropriate for the department to target any individual because of their politics or their position in a campaign. That was your promise just a few months ago. I'm sorry to say you have broken that promise. There is a difference between law and politics. And General Garland, you know the difference between law and politics. Law is based on facts. It is impartial. It is not used as a tool of political retribution. This memo was not law. This memo was politics. On Wednesday, September 29th, the National School Board Association wrote a letter to the president asking the president to use the Department of Justice to target parents that were upset at critical race theory, that were upset at mask mandates in schools, to target them as domestic terrorists. On the face of the letter was in repeated consultation with the White House, an explicit political consultation with the White House. That was on Wednesday, September 29th. 5 days later, on Monday, so right after the weekend, boom, you pop out a memo, giving them exactly what they want. Now, by the way, I understand that. In politics, that happens all the time. An important special interest wants something. Sir, yes, sir. We're going to listen to them. Let me ask you something, General Garland. In the letter, which you told the House of Representatives was the basis for this abusive memo targeting parents, how many incidents are cited in that memo?
I have to look back through the memo. I can't count it.
You don't know. How many of them were violent?
Again, the general report...
How many of them were violent? Do you know?
I don't know.
You don't know. There's a reason you don't know. Because you didn't care, and nobody in your office cared to find out. I did a quick count just sitting here. During this hearing, I counted 20 incidents cited. Of the 20, 15 on their face are nonviolent. They involve things like insults. They involve a Nazi salute. That's one of the examples. My God, a parent did a Nazi salute at a school board because he thought the policies were oppressive. General Garland is doing a Nazi salute at an elected official. Is that protected by the First Amendment?
Yes, it is.
Okay. 15 of the 20 on the face of it are not violent. They're not threats of violence. They're parents who are unhappy.
She's supposed to be working for.
I showed her the flyers and I said, these are stop flyers. And then she turned around and she goes, why would it put it past you? And I thought, whoa, like, where's that coming from?
It's coming from her sense of entitlement. You are allowed to advocate, campaign against a person that is in public office. This idea that this in and of itself is a crime is absurd in every possible way, and yet the mayor has no problem coming at this individual, even when she's wrong, doubling down on that, which is something that we see often from these corrupt Democratic Party politicians.
Angered by that encounter, Lales went home and wrote a long email addressed to the mayor and the city council. In that strongly worded email, Lales called Ancona a chola and a couple of other words we can't say on the news.
So that's absolutely hilarious. She writes her a long email, she calls her a chola, and a bunch of other derogatory terms, and from this point on, the battle was joined. This email, of course, had her name, a return address.
Okay, so basically the mayor tried to get this girl fired, okay? Try to get this girl fired. So there's so many more harassment campaigns, but gang stalking, because I talked about Dontavia's video with the eBay stalking scandal, the Justice Department video about gang stalking, which is just a harassment campaign, and then that Japanese guy talking about, it's in Google video, gang stalking, Google video, gang stalking. Like, I'm going to end it with psychoelectronic weapons effects. And then I'm going to show you what they've been doing to Dontavia's video. And then you can see my protest video. But this stuff is real. The harassment campaigns of trying to get you in jail, try to get you in prison, try to get you homeless, try to get your kids taken away from you, the slander and libel, all this other stuff is just icing on the cake. If you're a real gang stalking victim, you're going to be hit with all types of direct energy weapons, including synthetic telepathy. Synthetic telepathy is real. Remember, Popular Mechanics Magazine, psychoelectronic weapons effects. If you're a real gang stalking victim, there's a chance that you're not schizophrenic, you're not mentally ill, they're going after you. And this is just an easy way. Gang stalking is similar to COINTELPRO and ZERSETZUNG and the stuff they do in those Asian countries and stuff that they did in Central and South America back in the day. But it's just gang stalking with direct energy weapons and mind control technology. Alright, Andre, I love you. You guys, and you, Andre, have a good day. Okay, so I'm back. We get a time and date. So like I said, this is psychoelectronic weapons effects right there. And let's get the time and date. So time and date. I'm sorry, I'm like really hungry. So there's a lot of stuff that, like I said before, talks about this page right here, psychoelectronic weapons effects, an old mind control program that proved that gang stalking is real, but it doesn't cover everything. If you are a real gang stalking victim, there's going to be some stuff that's not on this sheet, that's not on this page that you experience. Did it talk about stealing your mail? Hold on. Because if you're a real gang stalking victim, prepare to have your mail stolen, which is a crime, right? Mail theft is a felony, but these gang stalkers are going to do it. Or they're going to hire some homeless person to steal your mail, or they're going to hire somebody from USPS to steal your mail. Somebody's going to be stealing your mail. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Somebody is going to be stealing your mail. Okay. No, I don't see the mail thing here. But then again, I'm in the middle of the sun. Yeah, they're going to be stealing your mail. I try to order stuff from my EBT card. I haven't got it since one of these things like 6 months ago. I've been calling to find out where a balance sheet of my EBT cash and my EBT food, and I've been ordering it from my card, and for some strange reason the piece of paper is not being sent to me. And I'm gonna see if I can go to the office. It's not really that big of a, well, actually it is a big deal because I'm ordering it and I'm not getting it through the mail, and I'm supposed to have this thing delivered to me, like delivered to me within 10 business days. It is not being delivered to me, so I have no idea what the fuck's happening. But I truly feel like it's somebody from USPS, one of those mailmen, mail women or whatever. It's stealing my mail. That's what it is. That's what I believe. They're stealing my mail. They're stealing my mail. But there was a woman that talked about gang stalking and how these gang stalkers will fuck with your finances. Even at your bank, they're going to be some corrupt person at your banking institution and they're going to fuck with your finances. So I'm still trying to find that video. I think she deleted her video, but there was this one woman that talked about mail delayment and mail theft. It's the same thing with email. For some strange reason, everybody's like, hey, did you get this email? I sent this email to you, and you're looking, and you're not finding it. You're not finding it. So they might hack into your email account. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Not a reptilian. I'm just need a drink of water. They might hack into your email account and mess with you that way. That's why one of the reasons why I came down to Santa Monica College on a Monday and went there directly to get my college transcript, because I don't trust certain people's internet. I don't trust my internet, and I don't trust Santa Monica, and I definitely don't trust, you know, the downtown library's internet when it comes to something like this. So yeah, it's going to be really bad. So this video, I'm going to talk about the holograms, and then I'm going to talk about harassment campaigns, other forms of harassment campaigns that's not necessarily gang stalking. That's not necessarily gang stalking, but it's real. And YouTube, commletube, whatever this is messing with the algorithm and making sure that you don't know what these harassment campaigns are. And if you are even a victim, not only a victim of gang stalking, but if you're a victim of these harassment campaigns, the system, whoever's working with YouTube, is messing with these videos, especially this video right here. And this video, Dontavia's video, for some strange reason, will be shadow banned. I have been checking on this video for months now. Every once in a while, this video would totally disappear from gang stalking, one word, gang stalking YouTube relevance section. These tags, you go to the relevant section, this video would disappear. Don't know why they're doing it, but it would totally disappear. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Not only fucking playing, okay. So not only this video disappeared, but let's go to Google. Let's go to Google. Okay. Okay. I should have went down that way. Okay, let's go look up gang stalking. Gang stalking, 2 words. Let's go to Google video. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. You see these 2 videos right here? The Japanese recorded imaginary gang stalkers, and then the real one showed up. Then it's the Justice Department. Do you see these 2 videos right here? They're dealing with harassment campaigns. This is not gang stalking. This is just harassment campaigns, right? From the Justice Department and from this Japanese guy. This Japanese guy has over 1 million views on this video right here. And like I said before, this video is from the Justice Department. Now, I dare you, go to go to YouTube. Go back to YouTube. Gang stalking 1 word tag and gang stalking 2 word tag. You're not going to find these 2 videos. Not even from the Justice Department. Now ask yourself why. Why is YouTube, whoever working with YouTube, is messing with the Justice Department video, is messing with that Japanese person video, and messing with Dontavia's video that you have right here? They're shadow banning these videos. Why are they doing it? And I can tell you what. It's really simple, easy answer. Okay, I'm going to minimize it right here. Okay, see, meth and gang stalking. I'm gang stalking victim off and on for 15 years. I have never done meth. Never done meth. Psychosis in the family. No, this gang stalking stuff has been proven to be real, and people sued. People have sued. Okay. TargetedJustice.com tried to sue the United States government like a couple months ago, maybe a year ago. It went to the Supreme Court, so their information had to be enough for the Supreme Court to, listen to their case, to hear their case. Gang stalking has nothing to do with narcissism, okay? Gang stalking, like I said, this dude bull crap. Gang stalking has nothing to do with narcissism. Okay? Then they saying that gang stalking victims are paranoid. Okay? Dr. Grande, and we know these Vice videos are boo-boo, would just say that. So ask yourself, why is this Don Tavius video being censored and shadow banned? It's because this gang stalking stuff is illegal, unconstitutional, and a violation of your human rights. Basically, gang stalking violates the RICO Act, racketeering and organized crime. Gang stalking violates so many other types of felonies. It's not even funny. And like I said before, some of these gang stalkers may be using you as a guinea pig for some type of medical or scientific experiment. You did not sign a permission slip. You did not sign a consent form like MK Ultra did. But but they're doing it to you anyway, and they don't want you talking. And if you do talk, they want you to be labeled as a conspiracy theorist or somebody who's mentally ill. See, like I said before, this is a harassment campaign by eBay. eBay did this. But the people who've been a victim, this couple right here, was smart enough to get their freaking cameras out, targeted citizen, get the cameras out. Then they got the police involved. Then the police got the FBI involved. It took the FBI 2 years to find 6 people, and that is from eBay. Okay. The stalking scandal was on CNBC, MSNBC, Fox News, CNN. This stalking scandal was everywhere. Okay. But according to Santa Monica College and a whole bunch of other people, you talk about these harassment campaigns, especially gang stalking, you are mentally ill. And YouTube is not helping that delusion that they're having. Okay, they claimed that I was mentally ill. Now I want to talk to you about. I'm gonna prove to you that they're wrong. I'm gonna stop the camera. I'm gonna play one more video. Then I'll talk about these weird scientific holograms that they will shine at you, like a weird version of Operation Blue Beam that they will attack you with. Now, I don't know what the holograms are comprised of. I don't know what they're made of. I don't have a spectrum analyzer. I don't even have a tri-field meter. I don't think a tri-field meter or any other type of low-level meter that can pick up electronic frequencies and stuff like that. See, I'm not technical like that. Period. So there's no way that I have the technical know-how nor the instrument to pick up these electronic signatures, these frequencies, these waves or stuff. So when I see the holograms, I just ignore it because I know it's a fucking hologram. I know that this shit ain't real. But when you try to, they're hoping that I'm gonna tell, this is gonna be so weird. These gang stalkers are using people's religion against you to make you seem crazy. Okay, and I will explain that with Bill Cooper, and I will explain it with another MK Ultra mind control program from back in the day. But this is a video called Holograms That You Can Feel and Hear. These are holograms, and this is from CNET News. This is old, and I'm pretty sure, like in that George Lucas museum that they have at Exposition Park, this type of technology is going to be all up in that museum once it gets finished and people start seeing it. Okay, here it is.
We may be closer than ever to recreating some of the most iconic tech in sci-fi history.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
We've seen hologram technology move leaps and bounds over the last few years. Maybe you caught Jesse's look at 3D volumetric displays a few weeks ago. Now, researchers from the Interact Lab at the University of Sussex have created three-dimensional holograms you can hear and even feel. They call their device the acoustic trap display. Essentially, it's using sound to manipulate a tiny particle that traces out these images. Here's how it works. The display is made up of an array of small ultrasound speakers that produce sound waves, LED lighting, and a 2mm bead. The sound waves keep the bead suspended in midair, and they can manipulate the bead's position. The bead moves around the display too fast for our eyes to see, so what we see is a 3D image. And remember, this is genuinely a three-dimensional image. It doesn't just appear to have depth. That means it can be viewed from any angle. Now, believe it or not, this tech is actually inspired by old-school TVs. You may not be old enough to remember CRT televisions, But they created images with a single color beam that scanned across the screen so quickly, our brains registered them as a single image.
Now, I'm not saying that somebody was hitting me with a freaking bead, okay, or beads. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's some funky technology that the public, at least I don't know about, and I'm being attacked with it. Now, I'm going to go and I'm going to find out Brian's 2's video, and he's going to show you something. And then I'm going to show you something from the television show, The Alkalite. Okay. Let's see if I can find it. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I might have to stop the camera. Okay. I think this is it right here. I think this is from Brian too. He's been talking about gang stalking for like since 2015. Because I think he's a real victim. I don't know how he got the money to travel the world, but then again, you got more knowledge than I got.
Something's controlling.
And if I click play, you should see my holiday snaps or holiday video. Now, to put it in perspective, I've got a 60-inch TV in this room, and this is...
Okay, so the hologram is going to basically look like what you see right there in the television, but it's going to be right in front of your face. It's going to run up to you, and it's going to dissipate, basically disappear, and you're going to feel this stuff all over your face. I know that sounds weird, so let's go. But okay, but you see the image of something, of a television in front of that man's hand. Okay, so let's go to the Alkalite. Okay, Alkalite. Alkalite was this Star Wars show that recently aired. Soul kills the Black Witch. Soul kills Mother. Let's just do that. Let's see if we can show it. Okay, I think this is... yeah, I think this is it right here.
Easy now, kid. Help!
Oja!
Help me!
I don't know why this Asian dude was so obsessed with this black girl in this television show. I'm like, it's kind of creepy. Anyway, okay, but here it is. I'm going to show you the witch. This witch is going to dissipate, appear as a black smoke. This is what the holograms will do. The holograms will run up to you and then appear as some smoke on your face. I'm telling you, this is what I see all the time. Not all the time, but I've seen it. Okay, we'll see it. Okay, there it is. Smoke. That is what it's going to look like when it comes up on you, and you're going to feel it all up on your face. Now, if I'm still recording, it's got a whole bunch of glare. Okay, so let's go to a YouTube video. A YouTuber that talked about this shit like back in 2011. Okay, let's go to The Bastard. Now, I like this dude named The Bastard Television, even though he spelled it wrong on purpose. The Bastard Television. Oh, did I spell it? Yeah, okay, there it is. Now, this dude was talking about these holograms like back in the day. Okay, he was talking about this weird shit that they'll do to you. And everything this man said was absolutely correct. Okay? See? Yeah. I think you should start here. Here is light pulse and holography and gang stalking. Part 3, Part 2, Part 1. Okay, I think you need to start here and then work your way over here. But this video right here of this man called WTB reveals top secrets that gang stalkers don't want you to know by cornering my gang stalkers. Now, that is absolutely true. Everything that this dude said in this video was absolutely true. absolutely true. You have to watch out because it's the popping sensation, because he claimed that his phone got messed up. But you can tell this video is like 11 years old. But everything this man said was absolutely true, and we know from it being true because we got the eBay gang stalking scandal by Don Tavius. Okay, so this man was telling the truth way back in the day. So good channel, very, very good channel, really, really good information about gang stalking. All right, okay, but that's the hologram, and they want you to believe that this hologram is a freaking demon. Like I said before, go back to psychoelectronic weapons effects. That's the old mind control program that proved that gang stalking is real. If you had to go to Popular Mechanics magazine, psychoelectronic weapons effects, look at the infographic, and you're gonna see voice to skull technology. You're gonna see phantom touch attack, which I get hit with phantom touch attack all the fucking time, all the time, no matter where I go. And since it's election season, like back in 2016 and 2020 was really bad, because like if a Hispanic person like go walk past me, I get hit with some type of direct energy weapon somewhere on my body. They doing it again because they try to label me as a racist. They've been doing it for years, and I thank God I haven't taken the bait, because I know what phantom touch attacks are. I know nobody actually physically touched me. It's these people messing with my central nervous system. Alright, so got the time and date before this thing shuts down. Okay, here it is. Stopping. So like I said before, if you are a real gang stalking victim, please support Dan Tavius video right here. Okay, like I said before, it doesn't really talk about gang stalking with the harassment campaign, you being hit with direct energy weapons and mind control all over the place, but it does talk about harassment campaign. And this harassment campaign, these people sued and won in court. That's why they're censoring this video. But I'm going to bring up real harassment campaigns. Oh, I totally forgot. I need to bring up William Cooper, and then I'm going to bring up that old mind control program that they did in the 70s and 80s. That's not MK Ultra or Project Naomi. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that. Now this video is Bill Cooper. Bill Cooper was taken out, so let's just say that, a couple of months before 9/11. So, but his words are still there. His books are still there. Bill Cooper, Behold a Pale Horse. Everybody loves that book. Everybody loves it. Now, yes, Bill Cooper, till this day, in 2024, and Bill Cooper died right before 9/11, people still don't like this man, okay? But he was right on this one aspect. Now, he's talking about aliens abductions. I don't know about the alien abduction part, because I've seen some weird stuff, and it wasn't no hologram. But I'm going to let this man talk about what he's going to talk about.
Beyond any shadow of a doubt that it's true. But that's what it is. It's not extraterrestrials coming down. The human body cannot pass through walls and roofs or through windows that are closed. You know, this is all the product of the imagination and people's willingness to believe something because they want it to be true. I don't know why they would want it to be true. You see, because if it were true, these are not friendly aliens. They're doing some terrible things to people. If I were to kidnap somebody, pass them up through the roof, and take them somewhere, and perform operations on them, and take samples of semen and ova from their, reproductive organs, and plant thoughts in their mind, and all this kind of stuff, and then bring them back, guess where I'd be right now? In prison. It's kidnapping. It's criminal. It's a terrible thing. Mm-hmm. So there's a morbid sense about all this too, is that people want to be hurt for some reason. I don't understand that. But that certainly is something that somebody needs to look at. Why do people?
Yeah, see.
People feel that this needs to be real. What in them says I want to be abducted and abused and kidnapped and raped and all of this stuff against my will?
Okay, so now you're getting it. It's the same thing he talked about alien abduction. It kind of goes with the gang stalking. these people doing these psychological operation campaigns, mixing it with gang stalking, mixing gang stalking with religion, spirituality, mixing gang stalking with supernatural, the paranormal, the metaphysical. None of that shit is real. It's being used as a psychological operation campaign against real gang stalking victims like me, because psychotronic weapons, they don't want the public to know about psychotronic weapons that attack the mind. And I truly believe that these mind control frequencies are being used in the radio, being used on YouTube, being used in movies, being used in stores to encourage you to feel good when you go shopping, encourage you to buy shit that you don't need. We all know about how they can control the mind with excitotoxins. I'm not an expert on that, but we all know excitotoxins are real to try to make you want to go and buy that nasty McDonald's food. Okay, they have excitotoxin. Which one is the cytotoxin? Monoglutamate or whatever that was. Monoglutamate. I think that was an excitotoxin. So we all know that this mind control is real, and stuff to mess with your mind and they put it in the food is real. So why can't mind control frequencies be used on the public to encourage them to go buy shit that they don't need? All right. So I want to see if I can find what I'm looking for that brings up the old program, mind control program. I think it's transhumanism. Hold on. Transhumanism. Oh, okay. Just hang on for a second because I don't know which one it is.
That I became what's called a targeted individual, and my life has changed unbelievably. Gang stalking, electromagnetic weapons, directed energy weapons.
Okay, that's not it. Okay, I should never catch that. I don't know how can anybody live in this area, but you got the planes and then you have the sirens going on all the time. I don't get it. Like, why would anyone want to live in this area? And then you got it, like, this thing gotta be expensive. About to fall. I mean, I think you got fresh air, but fresher air. Remember that stuff from Fukushima, that they lied about all that radiation in the water, but that was a long time ago. I think that stuff has already passed. I think this is it. Hold on. Yeah, the Fukushima, that nuclear or whatever accident from over in Japan, and it was going on the shores of Los Angeles, and everybody tried to cover it back in the day. It was a huge scandal. The babies were swimming in radioactive water. Anyway, I'm trying to tell. I know what's going on here.
If patterns maintain the same, I expect to be character assassinated further for releasing this documentary. It doesn't get much more sensitive than the information discussed in this documentary. Technology that they, when it can be really just this influence as demonic or archontic, and leave out the covert transhuman control grid influence. Remote influencing technology can create the appearance of a demon or archon possessing someone, when it can be really just human military sources with advanced technology that they do not have the proper ethics to be wielding. The object behind presenting a demonic facade is to remain unseen while operating overtly. Technological possession is becoming more and more common. I understand the Vatican has reported a 100% rise in the number of requests for exorcisms over the past 15 years. I can safely say some of those cases are technological.
Okay, so this is Operation Armageddon, CIA operation in 1960. Spiritual warfare. Designed Okay, so you get what I'm talking about. So that's what they want you to do. They're going to show you a demon. They want you to freak the fuck out because they want you to think this demon is real and this demon is attacking you. But it's not. It's like some type of a hologram. And you're going to see it. Depending on who gang stalking, you're going to see it. And I've seen these things several times. The last time I saw this demonic looking hologram was in front of Walmart, really. Walmart in Firestone. Was catching the bus, waiting for the bus, and then the thing just ran up towards me, all up in my face, then pressure behind my eyes, and then I ignored it, and I saw the bus and got on it. Got on the bus. I'm like, yeah, that's a hologram. I'm not scared by that. That's not a real fucking demon. Alright. And plus, why would a demon come to me anyway? Maybe if I have time, I can show you the psychological operation campaign. One of the things that they were doing on YouTube, they were getting these freaking influencers, and I'm pretty sure they got a whole bunch of bots to bump up their view count, so they can look like they're official, but they're not. And they were saying, like, a demon, you need to get with God, you need to go back to the church and all this other bullshit. The reason why this gang stalking stuff is happening to you, hold on, you guys are not gonna believe me. Let me see if I can find Jody's Truth's dumb video. Hold on, I know this video is getting long in the tooth and you wanted to see my protest video. Hold on. So I'm back. I want you to listen to this man lie, okay? Because this man is going to lie to you. Why he telling you to believe in Christian, and why he telling you to believe in Jesus? He's going to lie straight to the camera. Okay, pay attention.
You guys, I kid you not. I kid you not. Right when I finished reading this verse, actually as I'm reading it, instantly, this gang stalking feeling, the energy, the little DEW feeling, everything went away instantly. And I could feel my energy coming back right away. This is not a lie, you guys, I'm telling you. And this is what I'm telling you guys. Gang stalking is not these agencies. It's not anyone plotting against you. It's not your coworker or someone you pissed off many years ago. What's happening in your life? You can believe me, you cannot believe me, but there's only 2 people that I've known that have gotten through gang stalking, and those are the people that are doing exactly what I'm telling you right now. You've been disconnected from God. He's turning you over to your works. Now, you've done something in your life, or you've had some kind of like curse or something in your life, in your family, that's being passed down, or you've done something, and God is trying to show you the way. He's turning you over to your works. Now, this might sound crazy to some people, like, why would God do that? Because we need to learn sometimes. And I'll give you an example. As I mentioned before.
Okay, now you listen to his bullshit. Now you listen to that bullshit. Now let's go back to all the wars, all the battles, all the genocides, all the stuff that's going on all over the world for the last 2,000 years. So God is going to allow you to be gang stalked and hit with direct energy weapons, but for some strange he don't give a fuck what happened in World War I or World War II, what happened in the Vietnam War, Desert Storm 1 and 2, Operation Iraqi Freedom, the stuff that's going on in Palestine right now, the stuff that's going on in Ukraine right now. Oh, no. God is turning you over to your works. That's why you being hit with the direct energy weapons. Okay. The dude clearly fucking lying. Okay. So one video I'm gonna bring up is CBS News. CBS News, New York. Revenge for hire. Okay. But God is turning you over to your works, even though you didn't do anything wrong. But ignore CBS News, New York. Just completely ignore it. Revenge for hire. Okay. I will bring up the harassment campaigns after this.
Valentine's Day is typically associated with the sale of roses, chocolate, and better.
He's the CEO of a company called Nefarious Jobs, and he can't show his face because of the dozens of lives he says he's ruined at the request of his clients.
The ex-wife who's upset about, her husband leaving, or you're going to get the business partner who has been, completely screwed over and forced out of his company.
The company's specialty is revenge for hire, and it's not the only one.
It is our public duty to expose these people.
It's a burgeoning new industry, hiring someone to right your wrongs. Whether you feel you've been unfairly dumped, canned, or disrespected. And they do it in a variety of ways, from bombarding your offender with unrelenting, menacing text or phone calls, to putting an ad in the paper about their alleged indiscretions, or much, much worse. Nefarious Jobs offers 9 packages aimed, the company advertises, at making the lives of your enemies hell. For $3,000, the Eviscerator focuses on ruining one facet of the person's life, like her marriage. And then there's Total Annihilation, which for $10,000 does exactly as the name suggests. Well, when
Oh, but God is turning you over to your works. Okay. Okay, but CBS News New York, Revenge for Hire, C911, Revenge for Hire, CBS News New York says otherwise. Motherfuckers are getting paid to do this to people. To do this to people. This shit should be illegal. Shit this dude is doing should be illegal. Because it's not just, oh, we're going to call your phone with these embarrassing texts. No, it's a lot more than just that. Psychoelectronic weapons effects, Popular Mechanics magazine. That is just some of the stuff that we know when it comes to real gang stalking. Mail theft, mail delayment, slander and libel, hitting you with direct energy weapons and mind control technology. I am not well versed in remote neural monitoring and remote neural manipulation, but remote neural monitoring and remote neural manipulation, when they messing with your central nervous system and causing your limbs to move independently of you, basically sounds, I'll play Dr. Robert Duncan, okay? This shit's illegal. This shit's fucking illegal. But, you know, Santa Monica College says I'm schizophrenic. Anyway, Dr. Robert Duncan. Remote neural monitoring. Let's see if we can find it. Yep, I spelled it wrong, but here it is. More scientists, more doctors, more engineers need to talk about remote neural monitoring and remote neural manipulation besides this man. And yes, Dr. Robert Duncan has passed.
The CIA claims torture works. Now, they're talking about physical torture. Now, no touch torture is a whole new topic, a whole new category. Most people don't believe it's happening. You'd be tortured in your own home. No one will believe you. But this is torture, and I want there to be no doubt about it. This is torture, destruction of life, and a destruction to misery for all these people. And it's a war crime.
Yep.
And it's a crime against humanity for sure. But you know, I really came out to speak because I'm disgusted that this is being done to my own citizens. I did not agree to work on these programs, and so initially the person's brain print, their particular energy signature, just like a thumbprint or something like that, needs to be collected before the long process of retraining the brain to listen to another human being's brain or a computer.
Okay, so there's a process. You're talking about the initial process seems to require possibly
a localized
the person.
Yeah, sensor system.
A sensor system. So then it's recording that person's data, and that person, the link is being established so that person's brain is sort of getting acclimated, maybe unconsciously to.
Very good. I like that word, acclimate.
Okay, and then over time, the distance once the target's energy signature is figured out, then it can be done.
Yes, it's irrelevant almost anywhere on planet Earth.
And I imagine you were talking about brain reading just a minute ago. I imagine that over time it would become more easy to read or easier to read an individual's brain because their brain patterns would correspond to particular thoughts. Is that
you got it?
Now he's talking about EEG cloning, EEG heterodyne. I'm trying to find it. I can't find the timestamp. Like he's talking about EEG cloning, EEG heterodyne. Or like it's somewhere here, which I cannot find for some strange reason. Okay, but you know the video.
Offensive information warfare technology. So it's just like hacking a computer. You are trying to crash that computer. You're trying to crash that human being. And you map out all of the motivations we have, primitive motivations, due to genetics, as well as the cultural motivations, and then you try to manipulate them. But it's called hyper game theory. It goes beyond that. John Nash of A Beautiful Mind, there's a movie about that. He won a Nobel Prize in game theory, which is used in business and is used in warfare quite a bit. Well, it's gone beyond that to hyper game theory, and a professor at Dartmouth has a paper published that people like to understand.
I don't know why I can't find it. Like I said.
We were talking about cloning. Brain cloning, brain heterodyning is the actual word, which means modulation of other brain signals within yours. We're like, well, how can they pipe pains into your head? Remember, we were talking about cloning. Brain cloning, brain heterodyning is the actual word, which means modulation of other brain signals within yours. So it's almost like two people are living in the same head. A localized search for that particular target needs to be done first.
Okay, so there it is right there. I'm like, I don't know everything about it. I don't know basically anything about it. But you can look up remote neural monitoring. There's some stuff about it. I think more scientists, more engineers, more doctors need to talk about brain heterodyning, brain EEG cloning, remote neural monitoring, remote neural manipulation. But it's true that you can manipulate somebody else's limbs outside of their control. That is fucking obviously true, because a whole bunch of people who are real gang stalking victims have been experiencing that. Have actually experienced that. I experienced that multiple times. It's weird. Like last time that it was really bad, they tried to make me drop my phone, and they were successful. I was just walking, I had my phone in my hand because Gavin Newsom decided to destroy the 99-cent Zolan store. So that phone holder device was broken, so I had to hold my phone in my hand. So I was walking with my phone in the hand, and then something was like jerking me. Something was jerking my hand. Whatever it was doing was trying to make me throw my phone. There was incidents that they turned my head independently of my control of my head. They turned my head. Okay, so we know that's true, and you can watch what's that video from the History Channel with that dude from the new version of Star Trek. He had his limbs independently controlled, but it was wired. We're talking about having your limbs independently controlled wirelessly. But we know they can do it wirelessly. We know they can do it wired, but we're talking about your limbs being controlled wirelessly of yours, of you. So we all know this stuff is real. But, according to people who work at Santa Monica College, you're schizophrenic. Let's see if we can find it. I think it's in search of mind control History Channel. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is it right here. In search of dark world of mind control. Okay, so we all know this.
Being able to have something to always protect myself with this Byrna allows me to have that peace of mind no matter where we're really.
Neural prosthetic nerves. You're controlling it through your nervous system.
He's developing breakthrough techniques to allow one human to control the actions of another.
I'm going to plug you into here. Go ahead and move your hand.
Using only impulses from the brain.
Okay.
With the help of a small computer, I seized control of Greg's body.
So you want to see what it's like to be out of control? All right.
Now it's my turn.
I will be in control of your free will.
My only fear is What is it going to do to me?
Okay, and I'm going to turn this on. So you're going to feel a little bit of a tingly here.
I already feel something.
Your hand is going to naturally want to turn. All right, so that's the... Oh! You don't know when I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it whenever I want. So you have lost your free will. Isn't that weird?
It felt like these snaps, like pebbles being thrown against my brain. What if I try to resist?
You can try to resist it. You're going to notice that this finger is going to go first.
It makes me understand how technology exists to get into people's heads. Is there anything?
Okay, so you know what that is. So, like I said before, imagine this stuff happening to you independently of your control, your limbs being controlled independently of you, and you're not wired to anything. Popular Mechanics Magazine, Psychoelectronic Weapons Effect, already said this shit is going to happen to you. But of course, to smart people, you fucking schizophrenic, you know, you schizophrenic. They know this stuff is real. They just don't want you talking about this stuff, okay? They don't want you talking about this stuff. Okay? Okay. Let's go. I'm gonna shut this down for my computer explode. I wish I could have a new computer. Okay, so let's talk about I totally forgot. I'm gonna stop the camera. Like a brain fart right now.